I'm here with Adnan Seric from UNIDO. Adnan, you have been teaching in this executive seminar. It's your second time. You spoke a lot about small, medium enterprises in Africa. Can you explain a little what kind of location decision they take and what they do?
Yes. Well, it was, as usual, a pleasure to be here, and thank you for inviting me. With respect to FDI in Africa, which was the topic of my presentation, we have conducted large-scale firm-level surveys across the continent in approximately 20 countries, and have been looking into the, say, characteristics of FDI across the continent. So what
That's very interesting, because actually it's the only survey at the firm-level data.
One of the few, yes.
One of the very few.
Exactly, yes. And it's fairly innovative also because we feature a range of, or we try to capture a range of factors that examine different aspects of FDI and how it impacts local economies. What we can say with respect to characteristics, there is a very pronounced tendency towards investments that are typically considered as, or typically undertaken by small and medium-sized enterprises that are more and more now originating from the global south. There is one type of, so they're not a particular type of investors as such, but a lot of investments come from intra-Africa.
This is different from before?
From before, certainly. And also from emerging economies, India, China, Brazil, etc. And those investors, in terms of location factors, what they're looking for, they don't necessarily distinguish themselves from major multinationals. They're looking for economic and political stability, for predictable policy environment, and they look less and less for investment incentives, which actually rank among the least.
That's very interesting from a policy point of view.
Absolutely.
So the implication for policy are different from
yes,
the standard one.
Exactly. So this is exactly the, also what we are putting forward as policy prescriptions, actually, that one needs to look into micro level aspects much more and then tailor the policies accordingly to the needs of particular type of investors. So that's one of the conclusions also of the research work that we've been doing over the past couple of years.
Adnan, you also did an interactive session with students, so-called students. What did you want to get out of the interactive section, and did you actually get what you wanted?
Yes, definitely. I mean, the idea was to simulate a policy consultation in the framework of a public-private partnership that are being advocated not only by international organizations but being also picked up by national governments. And the idea was to show the complexity of that process. So we have been looking into a range of public actors but also private actors.
Can you just explain in very few words who were the actors involved in the simulation?
Yes, we had line ministries that typically are responsible for crafting the policies, but we had also private sector representatives such as business associations of chambers of commerce, including an NGO that have been also bringing in their perspective on the policy making process. And the outcome was very interesting because we could clearly see that even though certain policies or policy prescriptions do make sense in real terms, nevertheless to reach them tends to be very complicated because there are oftentimes interests that are very particular to specific actors in the process.
So you're happy with the result you got?
Definitely.
Okay, thanks.